Hey everybody, happy whatever day it is that you're watching this broadcast. Welcome to the From Pain to Purpose broadcast. I'm Teta Jackson of Empowering to Be. And listen, I am so happy to have you here. Now let me ask you a question. Have you hit that subscribe button? Because if you hadn't, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and hit that button, and then please share this broadcast with your family and your friends. I know that they would appreciate you for doing so. So again, welcome to the From Pain to Purpose broadcast, and we're going to go ahead on and get started. Listen, for the past 8 weeks, we have been talking about 10 heartbreaking reasons women remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures. That's what we've been discussing for the last 8 weeks. The first week we said is because of loss of hope. The second week we said is because of low self-esteem or no self-esteem at all. The third week we said is because of limiting beliefs. The fourth week we said it's because of self-hatred. The fifth week we said it's because of fear. The sixth week we said is because we feel like we deserve punishment. Crazy, I know, but it's true. The seventh week we said it's because we're listening to the wrong voices or negative voices. And then last week, of course, we said women remain stuck in the past because we like it. There's something familiar about it. There's something that brings us joy, and it brings a smile on our faces. And so we don't move from the past. We're stuck in it because we like it. Well, this week, as I say every week, we're going to be moving on to the next reason why women remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures. I'm not going to go over any of what I went over last week, so please feel free to go back and watch the videos, and hopefully there will be something there that will assist you as you're moving forward into your bright future. But like I said, for this week, we're going to move on to the ninth reason why women remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures. Now, keep in mind that none of these are in any particular order. It's not that one is better than the other, no ascending or descending order. It's just the way that it came out of me and the way that I felt I needed to present it to each of you. So you'll decide which is most important to you as you go through. But as we continue, the ninth reason women remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures is because we lack exposure to new things. I'll say it again. It's because, yes, we lack exposure to new things. We lack exposure to other amazing and wonderful possibilities that life has to offer us. We lack exposure, and the lack of exposure simply means that we don't know anything else different exists around us, right? We don't know that there's anything different that exists around us, or we know there is something different that exists around us. We just have not ventured out to experience that difference, okay? So when we're talking about lack of exposure, we're talking about either that we don't know that there's something different out there for us to explore and for us to experience, or we know that there's something different, we just have not ventured out to experience it. For example, maybe your neighborhood only has fast food restaurants, and therefore you've never been exposed to the idea of fine dining, right? You've never had a fine dining experience. Or you do have vacation time that you take every year on your job, but instead of taking a cruise or leaving the country and going, see some things, or leaving your state, instead of doing any of those things, you stay home and you vacation at home. And so you could do it. You know that there's other things out there. You have just chosen not to do so. So listen, our lack of exposure, again, is either because we don't know or because of our own individual choices. But either way, it's the lack of exposure that causes us to remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures. Now listen, I can say a whole lot of things right now that could be relevant to this topic, but the main thing I want to say is if we never do anything different, we will never have or experience anything different. And I know we've heard that before, but it's so true that if we never do anything different with our lives, we will never have or experience anything different. If we never venture out of our neighborhood, our city, our county, or parish, if we never venture out of our state or even our country, we will never understand how big this world is and all that it has to offer us. If we never expand our horizon, we will never be able to see the things that are outside of our current view. Now, hear me, family. There is more to life than what you have allowed yourself to experience. I'll say it again. There is more to life than what you have allowed yourself to experience, than what I have allowed myself to experience. There are more experiences left for you to have, left for me to have, but it is up to you and I to go after them. It's up to you and I to have these experiences. So, to drive this point home, let me ask a few questions, okay? And I really want you to consider these questions. I really do. And it's probably gonna wake you up a little bit. So let me ask you these questions. In the past year, what have you done differently in your life? And I'll pause. Because I want you to really think about these questions. In the past year, what have you done differently in your life? What new experiences have you intentionally created for yourself that has sparked growth and fostered everlasting memories for yourself? Are you thinking about this? What have you done in the past year that has stressed you so much that you no longer fit inside of your old life? Or maybe better said, your old life no longer has a place inside of you. Are you thinking about this? What new thing have you embraced in your life? What new journey have you embarked upon in your life? Now, I really want you to consider these questions, because if you can't pinpoint one thing, if there's not one thing that came across your mind as I was asking these questions, my friend, you are more than likely stuck. Yeah. You're more than likely stuck. And you should want to do something about it. You should want to do something about it, because there is more to life for you to live, and there's more to life for me to live. Now, that is of course if you want to live a life of more, right? That is if, of course, I want to live a life of more. If you are willing to release the old, if I am willing to release the old and open ourselves up to new things, we can have new experiences. But that is, of course, if we choose. Oliver Wendell Holmes said in a quote that a mind that is stretched by new experiences can never go back to its old dimension. Wow. A mind that is stretched by new experiences can never go back to its old dimension. So yes, a stretched mind can never think like it once thought. Once exposed to something new, a stretched mind begins to imagine things that were once unimaginable. A stretched mind causes us to create new ways, and it causes us to long for what we once thought was unattainable. So family, I'm asking you if you have had any mind-stretching new experiences lately, or after listening to me for the past couple of few minutes, have you concluded that you just may be stuck? You know, even God talks about doing new things in the Bible. Did you know that? He does. He does. God himself does not want us to be stuck in the past. And I hear you asking me, well, how do you know that? How do you know that, Teta? Well, I know it for a few reasons, because throughout the Bible, it talks about us not thinking about the past, you know, and moving forward into our next. And one of those scriptures is in Isaiah 43:18-19, where the scripture says, do not remember the former things. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? And that's just one of the scriptures. There are many scriptures in the Bible that talks about forgetting those things which are behind and pressing forward to those things that are before us. Many scriptures. That's actually one of them. 2 Corinthians 4:18, I think. But anyway, God himself recognizes the importance of us forgetting what's old and introducing new things into our lives. So listen, new things spark new life in us. They do. New things spark new life in us. And you know exactly what I mean, right? We get a new pair of shoes. We get a new outfit. We get a new hairstyle, which I intentionally try to do once a month, every 2 months, right? We get a new hairstyle, we get a new job, or we embark on a new friendship, and baby, nobody can wipe the smiles off of our faces, because when we experience something new, we become invigorated, right? Because that new thing brings new life into our bodies, right? You can feel it. You put on that new pair of shoes and you walk different. There's something about your step that becomes more confident, right? That's what new things do for us. Well, that's what is supposed to happen with our lives in general. In general, we're supposed to have new experiences that expose us to new opportunities and every beautiful thing that this world has to offer us. That's what the new experience does. We're supposed to, everybody, you guys, you ladies, we're supposed to be living life. And as we live life, we're supposed to embark on new things. And those new things push us forward, right? New things push us out of the grips of the past and into experiencing the brightness of our futures. New things, hear me, new things equal new life. New things equal new life. So I'm challenging you today. I'm challenging me today. I'm challenging us today to unstuck ourselves. Listen, it is our responsibility to do that. It is our responsibility to unstuck ourselves. I'm challenging you to do something that you have never done before. And I don't know which day you're going to listen to this, but I'm challenging you on the day that you listen to this to do something that you've never done before. I'm challenging you to go out to a new restaurant that you have been wanting to try. Don't eat fast food today. Don't do it. No fast food for you today, okay? None of it. I want you to challenge yourself to go to a restaurant that you have never gone to before. You've heard about it. People have been pumping it up and talking about it. I'm challenging you to do something different today. Try that new restaurant. I'm challenging you to drive around a neighborhood that you would love to live in one day so that you can expand your faith for what's possible. Okay? I know you lived in your same neighborhood all of your life. You live across the street from your grandmother, your mama, your sister, your brothers, and your cousins, and you go to the grocery store that's around the corner from your house, and you work down the street from your house, and you don't really venture outside of your neighborhood. You don't do anything different other than what you go work, you go home, you go walk across the street to your family. You do nothing different. I am challenging you to drive around a neighborhood that you would love to live in. Maybe you don't even know that there's a neighborhood other than the one that you live in because you don't venture outside of that neighborhood, right? I'm challenging you to expand your experience as it relates to your neighborhood and see something different, because there's more that's possible for your life. I'm challenging you to take that trip outside of your state and visit another state or even another country. So again, you can expand your world view and you can see that there's more than just the city or the county or the state, right, that you live in, or the parish that you live in. You can see that there's more out there for you to experience in life. I'm challenging you to go to that conference that will teach you how to do the thing that you have been longing to do, the thing that you've said, I really want to get into X. I really want to know more about Y. I'm challenging you to put yourself in an environment that might be uncomfortable for you, right? You might have to do some things that you've never done before and put yourself around people that you've never been around. But I'm challenging you to do so that you can eventually embark on something new, something that you have been longing and saying that you actually want to do in life. I'm challenging you, my family, to expose yourself to more than what you see and you experience on a daily basis. I want you to expose yourself to something different. I want you to expose yourself to something new. Yes. That's what I want you to do. I want you to expose yourself to something that will stretch your mind to a dimension that will make it impossible for it to return to its former self. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing when we expose ourselves to things that we have never exposed ourselves to. We are going to stretch our minds to a dimension that will make it impossible for it to return to its former self. So I am challenging you, my sister. I am challenging you, and I hope that you accept my challenge, because this challenge is going to help you to become unstuck, and it's going to expose you to the possibilities that this life has to offer you. So think about what I've shared in this lesson today and how it applies to your life. Then make whatever adjustments necessary so you can get unstuck and begin to expose yourself to the new things that will catapult you into your bright future. Okay? Okay. Well, that's it for this week. Join me next week when we'll continue our discussion and move on, can you believe it, to our 10th reason why women remain stuck in the past and blocked from accessing our bright futures. All right, family. Until next week, I love y'all. Bye.